I'm Lauren Caspian, and this is In the Know. This is In the Know. You're a f***ing god.
Morning, everyone. Ready to have a great show?
People are tweeting that Lauren's voice is making them sick.
What are you talking about?
Using the hashtag #InTheKnow makes me blow.
Hello, we partying up in here?
Oh, he looks so handsome.
Handsome like it showed.
Michael Tyson, did you ever think in the middle of a bout, I wish I could just look my opponent in the eye and say, I am enough?
I do that when I smash his face.
Tegan and Sarah, my girlfriend, also named Lauren, looks like me. Does that make me an honorary twin lesbian?
Wow.
I'm starting an office frat. Want to be our first member?
This is not an endorsement of Greek life or its rapey wolf culture.
How many horny boomers could you have in this office before it's a fire hazard?
I'm sexually attracted to ideas. I once got an erection from reading Plato's The Cave.
Do you have a therapist?
Oh, hell yeah.
It's time for a racial roundtable. Hold my hand, Carl. Carl, your hand.
I'm a baby. I'm the man.
Hugh Laurie, what should we do about Meghan Markle?
I don't know that any action is required.
Do you have the research for the first guest? This just says straight white woman.
Tells you everything you need to know.
Hola, amigos! It's the NRW Nerds Rule the World, your boy Kuya P. And joining me to talk about In the Know coming to Peacock is my pal, Heather Hurt. How are you, Heather?
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to chat with you as always. You know, we do these reviews, having fun, talking about great stuff we watch, and I would add this to the list of fun ones. This was cool. It's cute.
It's cute.
The mishmash. That's the word I'm trying to say, but it's not a mishmash. Apparently they've done other work before. I can't think of it offhand, but I do know the projects they did do separately. Zach Woods was Beavis and Butt-Head, or no, that's Mike Judge. And then we have
Judge, yeah.
King of the Hill. Is that Zach Woods or Brandon Gardner? Which
it's
of the
Brandon
two?
Gardner.
Okay.
Brandon Gardner.
But Zach Woods is heading this show. He plays the lead character of Lauren Caspian.
Lauren Caspian.
Yes.
Lauren Caspian. Yep.
And then yes, Brandon Gardner is producer on this. But if you know Beavis and Butt-Head, if you know King of the Hill, those are classics. Those minds came together with Zach Woods to give us this fun stop motion animated show series mixed with live interviews via Zoom. It's really cringe interviews, if you will. If you're a fan of like watching cringe interviews on the internets, I love kind of like that weird stuff. You're getting that mixed with a kind of like a poke at NPR and how they do things like that. So yeah, that's kind of like the gist of the show. But I might be talking all things. My pal Heather over here, she got to talk to Zach Woods and Brandon Gardner and the cast of J. Smith Cameron, Carl Tart, Caitlin Reilly, and Charlie Bushnell. She had all the things. Let me throw it back at Heather. How was that? How fun was that? And watching this show before everybody. I know you watched all of the series, and I think it's only like 6 episodes, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah,
And,
it's only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
But it also feels a lot more than 6. Because one of the benefits of watching this show is you get to watch Lauren, who is, I always do this wrong with Green Screen, who is this character right here played by Zach Woods, and he talks to several people throughout each episode. So you do get like this weird mash of, it's kind of one episode, but it's kind of not, because you get to see a lot of interaction happening. It was a lot of fun. The cast is they're very fun and sweet. Caitlin, who plays Fabian, I had a lot of fun talking with her. I had to ask her because I felt a personal connection to Fabian. And she's definitely one of those people that a lot of white women have an accident of becoming. White women / white non-binary people who try to lead a more inclusive life, but end up getting in their own way and the way of others by accident. So I straight up asked her, one of my favorite things, watch the interview. There's a lot more fun than what this just is. But one of my favorite things came up, and she's like, how did you come up with that personality? And she's like, I went to the internet, and I was just like, oh my God, it's the most true thing in the world. so much of the show is about falling over your own feet. And it's a lot of fun. It's the characters are cute, the puppets are cute, and then you have just this crazy set of live action guests who were purposely put in very awkward, very strange, very uncomfortable positions to make a point that it can't all be a comfortable world. And things are uncomfortable. We do want to talk about strange things, but it's also very ego-based. A lot of this is very ego-based. I mean, we're podcasters. We put our faces on the interwebs for people to listen to. So I can't say that we are without ego in that same way. It's a lot of fun. I really liked In the Know. I definitely suggest it. It's all on Peacock today. As of this recording today, January 24. You'll enjoy it. You'll have fun.
It's good stuff. I've only watched like the first couple of episodes. I'm gonna finish it up to the day of this recording before y'all actually see this review. Yeah, check out those amazing interviews that Heather conducted on the channel right now. They're there, and then you'll have this review and talk all things. And let's get a hashtag going In the Know season 2. Because I think you'll be delighted like we are. I'm very curious where they're going to go with this. Again, I've only seen the first 2 episodes. I'm excited to finish up, and I'm kind of upset there's only 6. You know, I kind of want more. And then just the vibe I got by watching Heather conduct interviews, everybody involved with it are having a lot of fun with this. And there's just so much potential of where they can go with this. And actually, I want to throw that at you now, Heather. Having seen all 6 episodes, could you... do you want to see more, and who would you like to see them talk to in a season 2 possibly? We had Ken Burns in this season, who we know from like those documentaries. We had Mike Tyson's, we had Tegan and Sarah, we had you, Lori. Who would you love to see these characters interact with in a follow-up season?
Oh, I have no idea. One of the great things about this show is that they kind of pulled out the most random people. So like, yeah. I would pull out names that like, and I'm just going to say this because we were just talking about Poor Things. Like I would say like Emma Stone, because that's a name that everyone's heard of. But one of the great things about a show like this is you can really highlight smaller, lesser known acts or people that are making a name for themselves, doing other things that are inclusive, that are supportive. And so what I hope is just more of this. I hope that we see more intellectuals in their fields who are doing things that are being inclusive, and we just see a diverse mix. We continue to see this diverse mix. What I honestly want to see is I want to see more of the characters that we weren't able to really get involved with. I want to see more about Lauren. I want to know what happened to her husband. I want to see, trying to know spoilers there. You just watch the show and you'll understand it. I want to see more on Carl. I want to see more about these characters that we just get this small inkling of in the first season, because it's only 6 episodes. At the same time, major respect to stop motion animators and puppetry masters. One of the really cool things about modern talent is that these things are coming back because people want to see these. So what I want to see is I want to see more of this. I want to see more respect. I know it takes a bazillion years for these types of things to be made. I just want to see more about the characters. I'm not the guests can be a slew of anyone who is diverse and fun and know what they're talking about.
Agree. I didn't have an answer to my own question, like because they're already. It's a very eclectic mix. It's fun. Mm-hmm. So really, yeah, like you, I would like to see more of the characters behind the show, the inner workings, because they only touched upon certain elements with that. So it would be good to expand that. And then obviously the awkward cringe interviews, which also is like the icing on this cake that we're getting of In the Know. One of the things that intrigued me as a creative filmmaker, and I'm curious if this kind of, as you were watching it too, Heather, because it takes a long time, as you were saying as well. Again, shout out to the stop motion animators that are creating this. I'm curious when they were doing the Zoom interviews, if like the actors were, just playing themselves in doing the interviews in character. Because, I'm sure you didn't have stop motion puppets that they were looking at on the other side of the screen, right? Which is what we see. But like them doing the Zoom interviews, were they having the actors, or did they just have like the script supervisor reading off and letting the guests on the other side just play off of that? I'm very curious of that BTS, the actual production aspects of making this show, because it looked like it was fun, and maybe Like, did they know the joke that they were getting at? Because it looked like real. It reminded me of Daily Show and Colbert, where, you know what I'm saying, where like they were giving it up front. And so like, did the actors get to deliver the lines like that, or was it some improv happening? I was intrigued by that. Did you feel that at all, or had that question?
I would say go and watch an interview with me and Zach Woods to see what that kind of opinion was. But the answer is that they were put into hard places on purpose. So it was a little bit of improv, but more on Zach Woods' spot than on the. So that they were kind of brought in knowing that it was going to be awkward and weird. But what questions they got, that was all in the know on one side of the table.
So I'm curious what hit the cutting room floor. I'm sure they probably gave quite a bit, and then then they got to chop it up a little bit. That would be some cool BTS to see. But regardless, y'all, as you heard from Heather, as you heard from me, fun show. Only 6 episodes, easy to digest, less than a half hour. Let's get a hashtag going on that we want a season 2 of In the Know, because it's a lot of fun. And Mike Judge, Beavis and Butt-Head, all the creators behind it, it's got a good chemistry. Let them have more fun. They got their feet wet. Let us dive into a season 2 where they can really explore these characters and have fun with it. All right? There we go.
Yeah.
Heather Hurt, your boy Creepy. Check out Heather's amazing interviews with the rest of the cast. I need to rewatch that Zach Woods, Brandon Gardner, because like you said, it answered my question, I guess, a little bit. But so much fun. I can't wait to finish it up once I'm done with this with Heather. But there you go. In the Know, dropping on Peacock this week of January 2024. Fun stuff. And then go check out the interviews Heather has. Heather, Creepy, Nurse Rose World. We out. I gotta go. I'm anxious to go. Let's go.